Hello!
Hey everybody, it's Present here, aka Godzilla Hawk, and we're here for an AEW review. But first, let me introduce you to some guests. First of all, we got the kid, Noah Watts, baby. We also got, yes, Aaliyah, who's new here.
Sweets, Mia Garcia, Aaliyah Mia Garcia.
Wrestler.
Just Aaliyah.
Wrestler. She also did a lot of those stuff for East Bay Pro in the wrestling business. So thankful for all that. So she's busted her butt. So awesome. And yes, to get the elephant out of the room. Let's get out of the room. It is the same one who wrestled the Iconics on Raw that one day. Just get that out of the way. Yeah. Well, she didn't make any contact, but she jumped out of the ring. That is the same Aaliyah. So get that out of the way now. But last but certainly not least, we have to introduce my co-partner in crime, the Captain of Assholes, Brandon. How are you, Brandon? So
that's great.
So
that's your partner.
So pretty much the entire game, we got a new one.
I spend the money. They got on the balls.
I was like,
and you get to be an announcer and go around the world in the wrestling business and hang out with Aaliyah.
That's the goal.
We're all having our own lives.
That's the goal.
What do you mean by around the world? What?
Like, flying into different countries.
Stockton.
How did you make it back?
You take
I wonder how he made it back.
An airplane, like, a bus that flies.
I gotta get past security.
Well, that's rather.
Anyway, I don't trust anybody wearing squeaky shoes.
So we just finished AEW's All Out. Half hour's gone by. There will be live reactions later on this weekend, but we're going to talk about the review. We're going to give our thoughts on it, give a score afterwards. We'll quickly talk about the pre-show matches, and we'll get on to the main card, and we'll give our final score afterwards. So let's just go ahead and get the pre-shows out of the way. So first of all, we had the 21-woman Casino Battle Royal. They did the Casino Battle Royal at Double or Nothing with the men. This time it was for the women, where the winner would be one half the
equality.
Exactly. Where the winner
still dude won.
Anyways,
think about
it. Let's not offend people.
He's Captain Asshole.
What I do?
She's transitioned. She's now a woman.
Yeah, so I've always said that too.
She's now a woman. So
let's ease back on that in all seriousness.
I'm offending people.
I'm offended.
So,
anyways,
why am I on this show? I can't be offensive. I'm totally offended now.
I'm sorry.
Someone give me money, make me go
trying
there.
to still figure out how all of this works.
Brandon is just special. That's the best way to describe it.
Special commentator.
Yeah, pretty much.
Emphasis on special.
So we had the Battle Royale. So we had a lot of returns. We had Tenille Dashwood, which actually was one of Noah's picks. Formerly known as Emma. We had Evil Lee's come back. We had Jazz. We have Tia. I believe is it Tia Piper?
Teal
Piper.
Like the color.
So we had a lot of big names on the show.
We didn't see her get eliminated. We saw her get shoved.
It might have been a camera work or something. Yeah. I don't know. How the work. Yeah, I have to watch that again. But
like she was
so at the end of the day, Nyla Rose won. Let's just get our opinions out there. Or is Nyla Rose winning fine for all of us, or do we have preference we think should have been?
I predicted it. It was either going to be her or Britt.
Britt Baker?
Yeah. And, yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of lost right now. This whole show has been, insane.
Oh, definitely until that triple threat match to start off.
I've had about, 4 anxiety attacks already.
So I got the live reactions. I couldn't get the triple threat one, which we'll talk about because of charge of camera. But the other one's all we did. He was running around, and we'll get to that. But Nyla Rose, it wouldn't be really my pick, honestly, but I do respect her giving her a push. It's not making it super predictable like Britt Baker.
She's going to be the first champion.
Well, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I would not be surprised if they gave it to Nyla Rose.
You really want to go there with me? Sitting right here?
No.
I
really don't.
Overall, the Battle Royal was fine for what.
It's really offensive for someone out there.
Especially with the last match went. I mean, really?
So, basically, Nyla Rose won. That's fine for Wiz. Then we had the second match was Private Party versus Angelico Jack Evans. This was a fun little pre-show match.
Private Party.
Wait, I just wanted to mention
go ahead.
Nicole Savoy repping the Virgil Flynn 3 band.
That was dope.
Okay, that's all.
Isn't she from Sacramento? Or am I
She's
wrong?
from the area, yeah.
Oh wow, okay, the Bay Area. Private Party and Jack Evans.
My match, Nicole.
Private Party and Jack Evans. That was a fun little match. Private Party really showed they're really skilled, and Jack Evans and Angelico are now heels, which is interesting because I'm so used to Angelico as a babyface from Lucha Underground, so it's kind of weird. But hey, I ain't complaining. Quick thoughts. What did you think about the tag match for the pre-show, Elise? Before we move on to the actual main card.
I'm glad it was on the pre-show.
It was just amazing, and the moves flowed so good together.
Oh, yeah.
Just over and over. I'm like, oh my gosh! Can I
God.
just wrestle like that? I just want to be like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They're so technical and so good.
Yeah, the hell with these teams. I don't want to fight these teams. I want to fight something like B Team on main event. So now, with that being said, now we got to the main card. This is when from here on out we go from the matches and we give our overall scores on this. So the open contest was SCU versus the new team name, which I kind of like, Jurassic Express with Marco Stunt, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. Fun match. I thought this was a fun opener to do. We'll go individually. We'll start with Aaliyah. What did you think about the match, and what are some highlights for you personally?
Oh man, I feel like I had to watch highlights of the thing because we just watched a whole pay-per-view, but it was really cool, and I like the new team. I like the way they paired them together. I was like, that's cool. I like that, and I don't know, I like the match. I feel like I need to write all my thoughts down.
It's really one of those shows you have to like rewatch and then actually have a pen, no paper, just like write details.
I already know. I'm gonna be watching this thing tomorrow. It's like
I have a 3-day weekend. I might watch this again. So
it's worth it. I really enjoy the whole Jurassic Park entrance. Like,
I love Luchasaurus. I love Jungle Boy. So
I love
we know Jungle Boy a little bit personally, so we've seen him before. We've always been a big fan of his.
great.
That guy should be a single star. I guarantee you. Do not take your eyes off him. And Luchasaurus too.
I'm predicting right now, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy are going to be the first tag team.
I would love that. I would be rooting for this.
I would really like them to take it because everyone's predicting. Oh, it's either going to be
Young Bucks or Lucha Brothers.
Young Bucks. No, not Lucha Brothers. I don't even know if they're even signed for AEW.
Yeah, they are. I think they're kind of like flip flop. Maybe.
I would really like to see that inaugural because they're so over. People know that they're over, and
Chicago love them.
It would be a good face win for at least the tag team division because they're just gonna be soaring.
Oh yeah, and Chicago love it. When you get Chicago over, that's a big deal.
Jungle Boy was so over just by himself.
And then when Luchasaurus got involved, all the kicks he did was awesome.
Oh my god.
But speaking of Luchasaurus, we got a guy who's been a huge fan of his since Lucha Underground. Brandon, your thoughts on this match?
God, that one kid is so fucking tiny.
He is.
We were making fun. Calling him Aaliyah. Just kidding.
Smaller sized freaking.
Some points it looked like Aaliyah was in the ring. What the hell?
We were making jokes about that, and she was just like, whatever.
I swear to God, he looks like a small version of Pauly Shore. Swear to God. So
it was like their Spike Dudley. It was that's how tiny he was. Compared to
he's tiny.
And he does the Noah dance a lot better.
He was like 5 foot. He was like 4 foot nothing. Oh my god.
Which literally makes up standing next to Luchasaurus makes him look twice as tall.
Makes him look 3 times as tall.
It's like
what the fuck is that?
It's like
a T-Rex to a regular human being. It's like
he looks down and he's like, wow, I crap bigger than that.
It's like Luchasaurus had an adopted son named Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy had a bastard child named Marco Stunt. And it's like, oh, let's be a family.
And you had to say that Aaliyah looks like him. What the fuck is wrong with you? Both of you guys suck.
The height was there, the hair was there.
It was just a fun match. It was just a fun opener.
She's sitting there going, what about backhanding both of you?
She's going to hit me way before she hits you.
She's going to miss you and hit me, and I'm going to laugh. Like,
So, overall, I thought it was a fun match. Next match, we had this match, surprisingly, or this early. We had Kenny Omega versus Pac. Where do you want? So, Aaliyah, you want to go first?
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll go with you, Noah, first.
Pass.
No.
Pass.
Okay, then
Pass?
God.
You're going to pass on the bastard? What the?
I never said that.
All right, well then, Brandon, you're up first. Talk about it.
Well, let's talk about the bastard. Let me get this out shaking up here and get this going. Get over there, fucking assholes. Let's make this clear. I knew for a fact Pac was going to win. For those of you who thought I was guessing, I wasn't. Yeah, I was, and I knew it. Great match. It was rather a little differently because you had, of course, Kenny Omega performing at a higher pace, which automatically tells you, oh, they want you to believe that no one can be equal to him. I'm like, he comes from Dragon Gate. That's literally like it's not slap your thigh and hit you. It's hit you. You go, ow my eye. You hit him back. There's no choreography. They're just kicking the crap out of each other. Right. First person to lose consciousness loses. There you go. Done. I'm like, why do you think his head looks like it's kind of swollen?
That is what happened.
He's got brain damage.
So Pac won
by referee stoppage.
By referee stoppage, which makes his victory look even more
brutal,
better than just pinning him.
Right. Because it's never been.
I was really shocked because I've never seen KO.
Oh, you should see the live reaction on his face.
I couldn't believe it. Like I
Only,
I was genuinely shocked and surprised.
Only one of the reaction.
That's how he beat him, and he beat him in general. So
only one reaction with him was might been there, and that was either between the next match or the ladder match.
Oh, ladder match without a doubt. That's what I had. Like 2 anxiety attacks back to back.
I can personally vouch for the fact that the turd in his pants was massive.
Yeah.
So, Leah, any quick thoughts about the match or from start to finish? Any highlights or anything that you remember?
I mean, I thought Omega was probably going to win.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I was a little surprised when he did it, but then at the same time, I'm like, well, I mean, it was a well-deserved, win. But I was not expecting him to pass out. I was like, whoa, that's it. Why?
Because Kenny Omega has the endurance to go hours.
Yeah.
Oh, we've seen Okada matches, so it's
the Okada matches are a prime example.
In my opinion, those are the matches that made Omega at the start.
We know he has the endurance to go long and to
Yeah.
He has that built in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so shocking to see he made him totally pass out within 30 minutes.
Hey, motherfucker didn't tap, did he?
No tap.
There you go.
Body gave out.
We call that sinning the moment.
Which is very weird. Which actually, kind of weird. Yeah, they actually start off kind of a slower pace than you expect. Then
it kind of got a little speed, but kept almost like it kept a rhythm. And the faster one, the most reactive one, was Kenny Omega. So he was the dominant wrestler the whole time. But the more counters were from Pac.
Yeah, which is
Can we just call him Neville?
Well, no, his name's Pac. It's his real.
Bastard's name is Neville.
Which, by the way, that Neville's Rollins match was still great. But anyways,
I got it.
For a match I expected, it was definitely not what I expected from the start. But once it picked up, it really picked up.
I didn't expect it to be.
And technically, this was Pac's debut. So what a way to make a name for herself by being one of the top guys, not just in AEW, but in wrestling, period. So that really puts Pac on a high level right there. So first victory being multiple-time world champion all over the world. Oh yeah, that's a name right there. That stakes are claimed. So overall, though, I thought it was a great match. Though, so it was so great.
It was, yeah.
Next match, though. Are we prepared to talk about this triple threat match?
Let's talk shit.
So now it's a Cracker Barrel clash. Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, Joe Janela. Who wants to start this one off? Because
first. Congratulations on 50 years of hometown cooking. This is not the way to celebrate. We had a man with a skateboard with the bottom of it covered in tacks. That is not the way to celebrate good old cooking.
I swear to God. I swear to God, Brandon was in control with half the show.
Hey, there were biscuits. I had something to do with it.
If they came from KFC, that'd be great.
Dude, almost. Did you see the picture at the end of it? Where it had literally corn, biscuits, and chicken. I'm like, KFC!
So, let's talk about some of the spots in this match. The tax at the beginning in the mouth.
The beginning.
With the tax in the mouth.
Tax in Havoc's mouth, tape his mouth closed, and just leaves him there for like 10
And Darby Allin just jumps off and just...
It felt like forever.
Probably like 2 to 3.
Whatever.
And guess what?
And I looks at it and goes, oh shit, I forgot
This match.
I was having an anxiety
And this match.
because I didn't want him to swallow it. Okay?
Yeah.
Joey Janela freaking with that one driver on I think it was Darby Allin on the apron, which we all even though
Wild driver.
I'll let every time she watches this and you crazy bastard!
No.
Darby Allin is officially not that point, but there's so many spots.
You can't kill Skeletor or his children.
The one spot that actually Noah did point out to me, apparently PWG spot. If you want to actually explain this one.
Okay, so Havoc did a it's monkey flip, right?
Yeah, monkey flip on the chair.
Yeah, did a monkey flip and Janela landed straight on it. They reenacted the PWG spot, but instead of Havoc coming in and doing something, it was Jeff Cobb and PWG that literally picked him up in the chair still, tossing him out, and he landed on more chairs because PWG. And they kind of gave a little homage to that, and I respected that because AEW is nice.
And then the one spot that we all fucking went nuts for, and at that point, this was the spot, my opinion, that made me go, yep, Darby Allin's eventually the Jeff Hardy of this division.
Oh my God, how did I forget about that? Oh, don't remember me of that. I don't want to remember that.
Well,
the backdrop through a Cracker Barrel?
With the Cracker Barrel backdrop.
Stairs?
Yeah.
Oh, hell
He's like,
no.
I'm done! Look at me, Jeff! Havoc wasn't even there
You see his head bounce back.
Darby Allin don't give a fuck.
As he crashes through
Darby Allin don't give a fuck.
Havoc wasn't even there anymore. At that point, he was just taking out the barrel.
No, I know.
And they brought
did a senton on a barrel.
Yeah, he grabbed the barrel, jumped off, and he crashed through the table over the stairs.
He's gotta be
if he did land on somebody.
That would just been awkward. And he was
like Joey Janela's landing foot first through the Cracker Barrel and Davner ripping his leg wide open. I mean, shit, dude.
Close.
I'm glad he has himself bandaged from his leg down. Oops, I missed. Better hit him through the rest of that barrel again.
Well, he also missed when he did a freaking when he did a backflip and fucking Havoc just gets out of the way, just lands face first on the outside. Like, and he still got up and did more crazy shit.
How did it feel in a pen?
He also got paper cut, which is the worst part of it.
Oh, the paper cut shit.
I forgot about that.
You got paper cut, dude. That's like the worst.
Somewhere in a recovery room right now, John Moxley's just like.
We got comments.
Oh, we'll do it a little bit later towards the end. I'll read the comments. But overall, this match, Jimmy Havoc ended up winning surprisingly.
So entertaining. Winner was totally surprised. Nobody thought.
Jimmy Havoc. Well, I was thinking Darby.
No, I was like, I want Havoc to win, but when Joey came out to the loud pop, I was like, oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because Joey had yet to win a match with Darby. Allin was like the obvious favorite, so we were picking Darby.
Allin was the favorite.
But then Havoc was just like the guy just there. He ended up winning.
Surprise!
I mean, blind guts, AWAs. Well, it kind of showed it.
It did so well for every single one of those guys.
For a triple.
To be like, wow, like each of them are like.
It put them on the map. I'll say that. It made them look great. So if you like your hardcore violence, you'll love this match. So, but definitely be careful. Don't have your kids around.
All right, next match.
Next match, we have the official tag team match where the winner receives a first round bye in the AEW Tag Team Championship tournament. That's going to be happening a couple weeks after TNT show. For what it was basically what it needed to be.
It was a breather match, but it definitely.
Yeah.
And they signed new talent. He's lazy, but they signed him. I didn't get a job there.
Just talking about Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, so Orange Cassidy.
He is great.
Orange Cassidy came back,
When he
or
went dark-
Solid Monster, I like to call
When
him.
it went dark, it came back on, and I saw that dude freaking just standing, not a care in the world. I freaked out.
So Dark Order
Orange
won,
Cassidy is
and looks like the minions are going to carry the best friends away. Lights go out, and then that's when Orange Cassidy came in, helped the best friends. It looks like we got like a new 3-man pairing with Orange Cassidy and the best friends.
Yeah.
With his hands in his pocket. I'll say this right now, Jim Cornette's got to be flipping shit on that.
Gives a shit on what Cornette has to say.
Thank you.
Screw that guy.
Thank you. I love you now.
His view of it has made him very popular.
But seriously, Orange Cassidy, seriously, Solid Monster, congratulations on your debut. But other than that, I thought the match was fine for what it was. So now Dark Order gets a first round bye. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the tournament. And we'll talk more about the tournament, especially in the tag team matches. Now a lot's going to happen. Next, we got Rio defeating Hiruka Shida. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Sure.
Yeah. So the winner of this match would fight Nia Rose on the tapings, the TNT live show for AEW's inaugural Women's Championship.
Oh,
I really can't remember the rest of the show. I don't remember the last 3 matches of it. There's no room for that information anymore.
So
you know what? Fuck all that crap. Delete.
Matches, like,
The last 3 matches were just like fuck, and fuck.
So this match again, like it was a little breather match. It was fine. They had some cool spots there. Rio ended up winning. Honestly, like I don't know. Like I just felt like Nia Rose and Rio. Like, what is it really when I think of like a women's title match? Those two aren't really the people I think of in like the finals of this tournament.
But that's the point. I think that AEW is trying to drive home. It's like, oh, we're taking the stars that you really don't think can be in that position. We put them in that position, and you see, like, wow, I feel bad for not saying, oh, they can't do it. That's kind of like their whole entire mission statement of All Elite Wrestling. Taking stars that you probably don't see being in that spot.
Yeah.
Put them in that spot, and they prove that they can be.
True. So, like you said, no, and that's a good point, man. Because if it was really up to us, it would probably be like B. Priestley and Britt Baker, or Britt Baker versus Brandy Rose or something. But I do agree, it's different. It's fresh, so we'll see how the match is. It's going to be interesting. A little story they tell, David versus Goliath story. So Rio won. I'm fine with that. So all it really comes down to is good. Actually, I'll do a prediction right now. I'll ask you guys, who do you think is going to become the first ever women's champion? Will it be Nia Rose or Rio?
Probably Nia Rose, because they're going to drive the whole first transition,
Yeah, the first this, first that thing.
Like, they're going to, like, make history, and they're going to, like, kind of be like,
they're pioneers. They're going to be pioneers.
Yes, they're going to be like, see, like, even, like, transition people coming into the industry can still become champion. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point that they want to drive home, and good on them for doing that. And if that happens, then great. I'm all for it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Now, the next 3 matches is when the show started to pick up again. After 2 little breather matches, this is when the show really picked up. Starting with this one with Cody versus Sean Spears, formerly known as Ty Dillinger, with Tully Blanchard. If you're looking for a high-flying, super fast-paced match, this is not what it was. It's more of a basic rivalry, basic wrestling match. Kind of similar to like Cody Rhodes and I would say
total bitch fisting. That's what it was.
It was a fight. It was a
hard-hitting match.
Yeah.
So Cody had his manager was MJF, which was an interesting choice, but
best friend.
But they did have a little bit of spot where MJF might turn heel because he is the best heel right now in that promotion. He's going to be a star. I'm saying right now, MJF's going to be a future world champion.
Yeah.
And all it took was the promos. The promos alone, he didn't need to get a ring. I remember clearly. We cut that promo on Bret Hart in Double or Nothing.
Right.
And I immediately said, this guy's a world champion. This guy's a star. He didn't need to wrestle or anything. He just became out like a star. So Cody and Sean Spears was going back and forth. It started off just going back and forth. It was just beating the crap out of each other. Tully Blanchard and MJF got into a little physicality, and MJF got attacked briefly by Sean Spears. Then the biggest
prop.
And
then who comes out for the rescue? Motherfucking
Arn Anderson
comes strutting out, rolls in the ring, looks at Dillinger, picks his ass up, slams his ass down, gets out of the ring and walks out. Doesn't say a word. And Tully's over there like, what'd you do?
4 Horsemen.
And then just walks back with him like, bro, what are you doing? But no, it's perfect. It's perfect.
I will say this, and this was almost exact same spot they did WrestleMania 18 with Ric Flair and Taker, where Anderson gets in the ring and he immediately just spinebusters Undertaker, then rolls out of the ring, and you almost got the victory like that. So very similar to that, except it actually did help Cody actually get the victory. So
yes, he did.
So Cody got the victory. I don't really agree with the decision. I think it should have been Sean Spears. Cody didn't really need this victory. I would love to see this feud go up, but they can still continue the feud after this whole interference. But I honestly think Sean Spears should have won. Sean Spears is a great wrestler, and from the time in WWE, I'm sorry, he needed this win more, especially his bullshit in WWE. I felt so bad for him.
You know he's gonna.
They're going to continue this feud. If they don't continue this feud, I'll be mad. I really.
Next to MJF.
Yeah, Sean Spears. Like, I don't agree with the decision, but like I said, I don't agree with the decision with Cody winning, but it is what it is. So hopefully this feud continues. I'd like to see more. I thought the match was good for what it was. If you're not expecting a high-paced flying match of the next one, but you're more like a basic brawling, like basic wrestling, storytelling match, then I think this is up your alley. This is like the Cody and Dustin match. Yeah. That's the type of match.
The match literally started with Cody doing a suicide dive through the corner.
That's true.
And then they took it outside.
It was a brawl.
It was a real brawl. You saw that it wasn't business, that it was personal.
I just love the storytelling in the match.
Totally believe it.
It was just the storytelling. That whole story told a story that made the match. And it was something so simple. It was just, Ty Dillinger or Sean Spears. Yeah, he's a great hand to have. And Sean felt insulted. He's like, no, I'm an elite athlete. How dare you?
He was kind of really not taking
it was a simple story.
He was not taken as the type of guy that can really tell a story and really prove how good of a wrestler he is. This is definitely cemented how good Sean Spears definitely is. And also, congratulations on the marriage.
Yeah, Sean Spears got married to Payne Royce. Good pick. So actually, a lot of people are getting married and engaged. So I thought it was a fun one.
Say I got beat by the Iconic.
That's true.
Yeah, wrestled. Well, hey, at least you didn't give all the decision too. I mean, you didn't give all decisions, so smart. Now let's talk about the last 2 matches. Start with this one, the ladder match.
Let's just call it what it is. This is match of the night.
Yeah. No.
Not even a question.
No question. That was match of the night.
This was 100% booked by Brandon. I'm 100% convinced.
They had a lot of stories.
Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks. AAA Tag Team Championships.
Ladder
match or ladder war or ladder death.
A lot of spot monkeys.
Who wants to start on this one? Because there's so much shit going on.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, why don't you start? Because you apparently booked this match.
One of them will never be able to do the fancy wave ever again.
The Bautista?
Let's see here. No, you guys need to do your thing. Come on. Speak it up.
Come on.
He had the biggest turn in his pants. He needs to start.
Biggest turn. It was at least 12 pounds.
Jumping around.
It was a total Titus O'Neil type of turn.
I'm trying to remember what spot it was, but
Pick
it was
one.
When Nick got
by Pentagon
falls into the tables.
Yeah.
The one table. There was 2 tables there.
Yeah.
He falls into the closest one.
But yeah.
And the way he landed.
The way he landed scared the hell out of me.
Same.
And I
Brandon too.
To that area over there by the table, and I was sitting on the floor because I was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
I just watched someone's career and tag team.
I was
retired.
Did you predict?
I was literally scared because the way he landed scared me.
Yeah.
Because it did not look like he landed good. I pray that they are both okay.
And his hand.
I am praying that wasn't his bone protruding from his wrist when we saw that kind of close up.
Yeah.
I was like, did he have a finger?
Jesus Christ. And apparently Phoenix almost got injured with a broken leg, and he had to clean this match.
Matt removed.
Oh, that shocked everybody. I was like, wait, what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Literally, 30 seconds, and then it's like, this. I'm like, what the fuck?
Because they know, like,
That's
you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And, that's just great storytelling.
And then,
like, 5 seconds later, they show the ladder. Matt falls and his back lands on the support side of the ladder.
oh yeah, that one
That
spot.
was a nice. Oh, and then he gets, back his pile drive onto a ladder that doesn't break nor move an inch.
Yeah.
And looks very scary. That was all at the end, by the way.
Oh, the part where he gets
the
put
table
to the
spot,
table.
the table spot,
Put to the table.
and oh yeah,
When
When he got slammed to the table, that was
the sling blade off the ladder, which actually.
Oh god, the sling blade off the fucking ladder.
Yeah,
or when he does a freaking
Melt the bomb?
No, he does a freaking
Yeah.
Canadian destroyer on the ladder through a
Oh,
table.
you mean that one?
Oh yeah, that one. That's
Oh, now you just clicked on it. Now you're gonna make my phone go slow.
Yeah, I did that.
There's a lot of
I think it was a
moments.
monkey flip
This was without a doubt the most destruction the Bucks have ever gone through.
Literally, when they did that Canadian destroyer, all I could hear was the goog. I'm like, oh damn.
And then at the end,
so
I just made a guess. Oh my god, people are gonna be
very quickly, Leah, do you have any comments before we talk about the ending?
Stop funny.
I
don't want to talk about wrists right now.
That's the best way to put it.
I'm sorry. I'm flying wrestling in warehouse and just fight Kimberly.
Pull up my reactions,
Can we just go back to the pile driver on the apron, please, and just not talk about this part?
Bottom line,
they're literally trying to fucking kill their own talent. The whole show, like, oh, he's dead. Oh, he's dead.
They're literally killing their employers.
So again, Brandon was a part of the show.
They must have excellent
insurance,
medical insurance.
Sure.
So if your ass is looking up your ass, we have coverage for that.
Yeah. They wouldn't be
having pull it out, plus your wristwatch, plus the turbo.
That match wouldn't have happened if they didn't have good health insurance. Okay, the fact that we saw it proves that they
technically two of them from Mexico, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure they have health insurance.
That's where they're going. They're going to Mexico for that health insurance.
Probably.
Match was amazing.
So
that's all I have to say.
Lucha Bros retained the AAA Tag Team Championship.
Yep. So they stayed with AAA.
We all shit our pants thinking we just watched the death of the young man.
In convincing fashion, because damn, the Bucks are almost dead.
In the fucking ending, which we got our final appearance for the night, and this was a rumored team to be coming from Impact.
Came out and JFK and good old Bill Clinton mask, and I was like, "Oh God, the presidents are."
It could have been worse. It could have had one where Donald Trump attacking the Mexican.
They were shooting up the bank.
Did you not hear what I just said? It could have been worse. They could all been wearing Donald Trump masks, and they could have tied Lucha Brothers. I'm just saying. I'm kidding.
They just kind of throw them all over
I'm
the
kidding.
Too racist. Too fast.
I'm just saying, but regardless.
And you think I'm the problem.
But anyways, in all seriousness though.
You either hit or miss. You either miss me by a long way or you hit me right in the chest.
In all seriousness though, we had the two teams come out mass and they attack everybody and they revealed to be LAX. So LAX officially made their AEW debut. It looks like they're officially signed. There was one of the rumored team. I haven't really seen the LAX a whole lot, but I heard they're one of the better tag teams. So they seem to be very good. They're very charismatic, and they do have that crowd pop.
You need to watch the product.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't watch Impact. I can't watch it anywhere.
I don't watch it either, but I know.
Yeah. Plus, I don't even know what channel they're on anymore.
Everybody knows what they were.
I don't have cables.
Oh well. Anyways, so Alex came out. The match was just brutal, and again, Brandon fucking took over. I swear to God. Anyway, so the match was awesome and brutal. So definitely be prepared. Then we had the most important match, in my opinion, of the night.
Final match of the night.
The main event.
Okay, first things first. Hangman comes out on a
fucking horse.
He comes out on a freaking horse running assless chest, putting freaking HBK to shame. Because Shawn Michaels has had a lot of awesome matches since. He never came out on a freaking horse.
But to shame?
His entrance.
Hello.
His entrance
Shawn
is
Michaels' entrance at WrestleMania 25. He came down from the heavens.
Didn't come down from the heavens with a freaking horse.
Well, neither did
He got you there.
He just came out from the horse.
Came out with a horse.
He didn't come out from the heavens with the horse.
The only thing that was
I
in
popped for the horse, okay? I thought
The
that was
only thing
awesome.
that would make better
He
is
came out with a horse.
came out
The way he came
dressed as
out,
Deadpool
he was,
with a white horse, and he's just got the unicorn on it.
That's a little too bad.
that's really.
Just saying.
He'd have been sued by the New Day.
Okay.
So Heyman came out on a horse. That was great. Jericho came out with a spiked jacket, looked like a rock star.
Jericho's
He is a rock star.
He is a rock star.
By the way, Boss is coming out in the Bay Area a few weeks.
Jericho was like, even in the ring, he was giving it a smirk because he knew he was a badass in that moment. Like, god damn, Jericho was a badass.
This match, it definitely was it was not match at night, but it was definitely dramatic, and it was very important.
It was up there. I say it's better than Cody and Spears.
I'll say that. But one little thing I really did like about this match was the little detail of making it seem like a legit fight when they had the referee like explain the rules, like, okay, this is for the championship. They're making it feel like a real big fight feeling.
Like,
little stuff like that I appreciate.
It's a very long way, and it's gonna make AEW different from everyone else.
That's why I like little details like that. The match itself was really, really good. And Jericho, I gotta give him props. No matter how you feel about the guy, if you like him or hate him, the guy made Heyman Page do a fucking main eventer and won, even in defeat. He made Heyman look like a star by cutting him open with that discus elbow. He was bleeding.
Yeah.
The counters, the Aussie Codebreaker counter stuff. The Deadeye spot at the end, which almost got I got a reaction on that one. We actually thought that was it. Sarah in the ring.
Okay.
It went back and forth. So actually, since we're talking about Noah, we're all going to talk about the match of the division. So no, you can go ahead and start.
So by the way, Hangman is awesome, and I've been a fan of him since probably when he first started doing his thing in Japan, because that's when
in the G1.
Well, kind of in the G1, but when he was just there.
Oh, like fighting Omega and stuff like that.
Yes, I thought it was really.
I got a question. Wasn't he originally in Ring of Honor and they started bringing
He was.
up?
He was.
Yeah, he was in Ring of Honor originally.
And then he joined Bullet Club and was going back and forth between Japan and. Okay.
Testing out my remembering knowledge and
Yeah, no, you're
shit.
No, you're right though. You're right.
I have a flat in my brain.
Your brain good for now. So I've been a fan of Page for a while, and I knew that these guys were just gonna freaking tear the house down, which they did. Oh man, they were just great because I knew Jericho was gonna take Hangman and put him at a level that he hasn't really been at yet. Because in Japan, the biggest match that he had was against Jay White for the IWGP US title.
They did have a match?
Yeah, they did.
I know Heyman Omega had a match one time. Yeah. And I know they teased Heyman Page and Jay White.
No, Jay White fought Hangman. It was the same night that the Bucks fought Golden Lovers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to rewatch that one then, because I don't remember that.
And I knew that Jericho was going to make Hangman look like $1 million.
Which he did.
And he did. He put Hangman at a level that he really hasn't
Even
been
in
at.
defeat.
In Ring of Honor, he was never really the main event guy.
He was just...
He really wasn't.
He was the sidekick.
He's always been this mid-card or six-man tag with Bucks and stuff. But that's kind of all that he was at. He was never at the main event picture. And putting him and Jericho in the main event spot. Jericho's who's been in the main event spot in every freaking promotion, everywhere he's been. You knew that you were going to get a different feel for Hangman and a different feel for Jericho.
Yeah.
And I think they did an amazing job just with everything, with storytelling, with match-wise, making this match bigger for both men, and especially everyone that was there and everyone watching. Because I think everyone that coming out of this match sees Jericho at a different spot and sees Hangman at a totally different spot from when they came.
Yeah. Do you want to care to comment very quick?
Sure. First off, entrances were really good.
Horse.
And
I love horses.
for a long time, like Jericho, I think he even said it in a podcast. He's like, I never really had flashy stuff because I'm a heel, and I don't want people to love my entrance because they're supposed to hate me. But
Exactly.
since coming to AEW, he's kind of accepted it.
He's kind of like merged the whole rock star persona and the best
Exactly.
wrestler
I would even say,
Exactly.
the minute he left WWE and went to Japan, he revamped himself. Like, I have never been such a fan of Jericho in years.
Yeah, exactly.
He's become so much
He's
more
finally,
aggressive.
he's finally
He's
become more of
different.
a whole. He could be the best wrestler and also
When
be a
Brandon
rock
even
star.
says that, like, even him, like,
Yeah.
when Jericho was in WWE, we were like, okay, it's just Jericho. But then when he came to Japan, I was like, what the hell? And he just revamped
That was a
himself.
rock star.
And
just
he became
speaking
different. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, we love
That's
this
what he
Jericho.
is.
He's different. He's more
This
aggressive,
Jericho
like you said, brawler.
It's not Jericho if he ain't flipping at least one person off.
Or calling people fuckfaces. So,
What?
I didn't hear that tonight.
I don't think he did either.
no, he did, but in Japan, it was
He
awesome.
didn't need to.
I know, but still, it's awesome. It's just a little
like,
add-on.
oh, he just called me a fuckface in his head.
So,
And a few people were chanting, "You still got it," and that's when Jericho looked at him and was like, "What the hell?" And like, showed off because like he never lost it. He's always had it. And he's always been the best, and now he's just like
the
losing
guy,
it more.
Yeah.
the guy has a great family. He's got a great house. He's a fucking pro wrestler, and he's a freaking lead singer of a rock band. I mean, the guy has pretty much everything. He's living a life right now. But
He's
anyways,
a rock star, dude.
any last comments for
Rock
that
star.
match before we go on to Brandon
ref
match?
for the main event. That's dope.
Female ref for me, but yeah, that really got me too. It's like, wow, it almost there was that spot where they're like in the faces,
Yeah. Yeah.
and this is you're gonna get it.
Jericho's like, all right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
My bad.
You're gonna get it.
My bad. Look in my face, man. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the match overall was great as always. I mean, come on. Yeah, it's a Jericho match. Come on. I haven't seen much of a Hangman, so to see him paired up with Jericho and like, that's almost like a first impression for me for Paige, and great impression. I feel like it's gonna be for a lot of people because they're taking all these talents that have been noticed but not, fully. Yeah. And now it's just gonna open up, so many doors for wrestlers.
And which is actually
fans.
brings to a good conclusion because this actually transitions perfectly to Brandon. What Brandon was actually going to talk about later on, which we'll get to right now.
What?
Where
what the fuck is he talking about?
Well, we're talking about how do you just admit that you haven't watched Heyman Page, but watch it for the first time, you're like, Jericho, everyone knows Jericho, but you never knew Heyman Page, and you're like, oh, I love this guy now. Like, I can see this guy as a main eventer, and which translates what Brandon was talking about earlier, where you're saying that putting Tyler on Jericho was the right move to make because he's such a bigger star, bigger name.
Yeah.
He's getting more attention.
Just as a novel.
Yes.
If you give it to Hangman Page, look, giving it to the younger prospect, the issue with it is, one, nobody's held it. That's the biggest part.
Yeah.
Two, you're also looking at someone who's already looking at injury possibly on his knee. All right, so if they weren't playing, he actually has a leg injury, then yeah.
I think it was more selling.
The third thing was the fact that if Jericho were going on tour, which people think he's still on tour, active tour, he's not going around. That's the thing. A tour is active means he's going country to country. That's what I'm talking about. Not, he still plays. No, nothing like that. All I'm saying is he wouldn't be able to be there. He'd be a part-time champion. But if he's not
Which
going,
they would
he's staying in
Jericho, if he was going to be a part-time champion, they would not have put on Jericho.
Exactly. Which means that he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So he's probably going to do his gigs in the United States, keep it local maybe, and he's going to do his thing like that. He'd be great as a champion. Plus, you also look at the upcoming players for the title.
Yeah.
If they're all heels, then Hangman Page would be the only person right to give that belt to him. But as a heel, you live to see someone take the belt from that person. You get excited about that shit. And it was just too much in Jericho's ball. The ball was too much in his court.
Yeah.
And it was predictable, but still enjoyable.
Yeah. And, what was it?
No question me, fuckface.
No, but also, the thing about too is one, so far they're not doing house shows, so it's just that one show, episode a week, so it gives more
Hopefully
time.
they don't do any house shows. We don't need any accidental injuries.
Well, then that's a good thing too. And Jerry says that Jericho's just at AEW as a champion because they're not doing house shows, not overworking their wrestlers. You could give Jericho some time off.
He's gonna need it after tonight.
And with the episodes coming up as well, if they do it kind of like what they do with the NXT formula, they can have some shows where not every single person has to be involved in the show. You can have like one episode they focus on the tag teams, another episode they focus on the world title.
This is something that also brings up another point I was on to make for just a future match. Now, you said their intentions were to have a world match in one of their first tapings.
Yeah, they were confirmed.
So I want to throw this out there. Hangman Page is probably going to rematch. That would be the most obvious one. But I see Hangman trying to vocalize it, and the one who came up with Cody Rhodes, the MJF come out, take the spotlight, and you get MJF versus Chris Jericho for the belts instead. That's something that I would like to see more.
So I wanted Hangman to win because AEW was first announced, the first press conference that ever was for early wrestling.
Months ago, yeah.
He came out and said he wants to be the first champion, and that's what his whole entire journey has been in AEW. Now,
which is similar to everybody else. Like
I know.
Bobby Roode.
So, but him not winning it tonight, I totally see why they give Jericho the belt. Because Jericho, just like he did tonight with Hangman Page, Jericho can take someone that's not been in that main event spot and show everyone why, wow, he should have been in the main event spot over here and over here. I totally see them doing that with so many other people.
Yeah.
And Jericho can do that with literally almost anyone and make them look really good. And that's why Jericho as champion makes more sense to me now. And I just love that they actually have done it.
Yeah. Here's one speculation I have. That it's out of the mark, but remember how they said that wins matter?
They're even doing the scoreboards.
They do.
What's Cody's win streak?
Exactly.
Cody versus Jericho.
That's a big match.
One of the first tapings.
That's a big draw.
And he becomes the next AEW champion.
That'd be very well done.
And with MJF as his best friend, they can always do a story with him.
And create a stable.
It cost them the top, like they could do a whole Jericho.
There's so many options on
Rick Rose and Sean Spears could continue to sign for the title. They could do that.
There's a lot of possibilities now with Jericho as champion. And
Jericho and Omega 3, they can find their blow-off match for the championship on the show.
Exactly.
There's a lot of stuff that they do.
I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
That's what I like.
Which is what
TNT starting October 2nd.
Put up to the corner. So, I just want to point that out. That's what they want. They want you to say there's so many things, and I'm looking forward to the next show. Job well done, officially.
So, which, by the way, they did bounce to the next show, which is Full Gear, I believe, which is their final pay-per-view for this year in November. So, which is kind of fun.
I can have one
no, it's in November.
There's no Christmas one? The fuck?
Well done, because I was kind of
and think about this.
I mean, think about it. Nia Rose can go ahead and be Santa.
I don't think they want to do anything for Christmas.
Oh, shit. You know what I just realized? You know what I just realized?
Who could be Santa?
Oh, crap. You know what I just realized? The next pay-per-view is in November, the same month as Survivor Series and War Games. November's going to be busy for all of us. So, now, with that being said...
War Games is one of the best matches.
Oh, shit. War Games is in November?
Yeah, it's going to be on Survivor Series weekend. That's their weekly show for NXT. Yeah, he's never seen War Games matches, but for NXT stuff, he loves them.
So excited. Totally excited.
War Games
you're going to floor when you're done.
So, before we go to the comments very quick, I'll get the comments. Let's score this very quick. Out of 10 stars, Aaliyah will go to you. Not including the pre-show.
Not including the pre-show?
Yeah, just the main card. From the Luchasaurus, from the main event. What would you give this out of 10?
That is tough. Maybe like 8.5 to 9. Because I feel like there's still room.
Yeah.
There's still room to be better. Because I don't want to give it a 10 and be like, oh, that's the best they got. Because then
well, yeah, because not everything was perfect. There were some botches. There was some stuff they could fix.
The next show, they'll prove me wrong. Like, oh, fuck.
Right. So, yeah, I'd probably give it an 8.5 or 9.
What about you, Noah? What would you give out of 10? Because we all agree it was better than Double or Nothing, which was their best show thus far until this happened.
Yeah.
So
this is definitely the best show. I think I'm not thinking about it. I really think it was better than All In, and Marty versus Okada was one of my favorite matches ever. I'm gonna have to, 8.5.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll go 9.
Okay. You,
I'm
Brandon?
cutting it short.
Okay.
7.5 because
You always love Bob.
suck a cock.
You always do it. Every show,
wait
you always lowballing.
Let me tell you why I'm lowballing it. Let's see if you drop your number a little bit here. My problem is that the last 2 matches for sure, but the last 3 matches made the rest of the show just kind of forgetful. They were so epic, made the other matches literally look unimportant.
I don't know.
Uneventful,
the triple threat.
Hey,
That and it was a long pay-per-view.
Man,
There's a lot to
it was
kind of remember.
It was an 8-match card.
And
yeah, but we were still
I
on
know.
our phones and going, "Oh, I remember this." There it is.
Buyout, it was a 10.
Okay, but we didn't need that. We didn't need that phone service. Remember the last 2 matches? We're like,
Right.
"Oh fuck!"
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that's the problem is that they overhyped, and overproduced the last 2 matches, last 3 matches, and they didn't do enough for the rest of the show, which underplays the talent of the whole roster.
I did
and
notice
that's
that.
the problem. So I stop at 7.5 because I've seen a pay-per-view before where everybody shined, where every match had a point that you would remember, no matter
Right.
what.
For example, like take over New Orleans or take over War Games.
Yes. So it doesn't make sense with this being, as they're one of their first pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing for first timers, first pay-per-views. But one of the biggest critical misses that a company makes when they do their pay-per-views now is they overhype 2 or 3 matches.
Right.
How many matches do we have on the whole fucking card? And half of them didn't have anything spectacular at all. Not even like a 2-second ba-bam.
I was,
nothing.
I'd be like watching, and then I'd be like, "Oh, it's the next match." I have no clue why this is even a thing.
Yeah.
But I noticed them from the last show, and I've seen them work here, so okay, I kind of have an idea of who they are.
And then you also have the fact that when you're rating a system like that, rating a show like that, you can go, okay, I'm not just saying a 0 for this match. I view it as a negative point. I view it takes away from the show because it does. I don't mind having a piss break, but it's a fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And your talent needs to showcase on the pay-per-view what they can do. They have to be trying to one-up themselves every single pay, not on the main shows, but on the pay-per-view to show why they belong on the card. Because there are people on the that aren't on the pay-per-view that didn't get to come out and play with us all.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck, we could have substituted the people who didn't do anything for them, and that takes away from not their creative talent, but actually away from their actual hardcore talent. The people who perform makes their characters look dumb, and now they're not popular. Their sales go down. They don't get pushes, and they become forgotten.
Right.
Which is what we call NXT backstepping. Call it cruising. So I want to make sure that's understood that 7.5 was for a reason, not for like.
It's hard. It's just I get your point of view, but
no, I seriously
it's again like.
Well, again, this goes back to
AEW shows.
Yeah.
I still need time to go and watch and be like, you know
like,
what?
Look at their first show.
I get
their first show was almost balanced. They had one exceptionally good match, but the rest of the show's matches were balanced. They all had a good point. They all had a worthwhile watching point. These did not have that, and that's what starts things like TNA's pay-per-view. They start going downhill when they start doing that shit.
When you say like, this match doesn't really have a purpose, which match are you referring to?
Okay, how about the one-on-one women's match? Okay, let's just take that. Turn that as the one I think was the most pointless sack of shit added to it, because there wasn't any hype, and I'm not saying that these women couldn't perform, but they weren't allowed to.
For a number one contendership for like the inaugural title, it really
should have been big.
A lot more meaning into it. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Just an impact, a move, something.
But
huge.
sometimes, like, because the company hasn't really had a lot of women's matches that like have really cemented people, except for maybe Britt, who's already like really well established. Ella Rose, who's already established. But like, to be honest,
that's
some of those women that were in the Battle Royal didn't really need to be in there.
at the same time,
they could have
their reputation. They're
you could have picked two of those women from that battle royal.
Actually,
you could have picked two
I
women
kind of
from
agree
that
with Brandon
battle
for a little
royal.
bit. I want to say this.
A pay-per-view match is supposed to be about building their reputation. Without them having a moment,
honestly,
their reputations don't get built. It's pointless.
Honestly, if I had my
You
way,
could have Nyla Rose
the Rio
versus Britt
and
Baker
Segura,
for number one contendership.
here's what I would have done differently to make the match more important. Here's what I would have done.
They're having a rivalry. That's all they're going to do.
The Rio and
Without the
women's match, I would just taking those two, put those in the Battle Royal, and I'll take a Britt Baker, beat Priestley, who had something in the tag match, and put them in this spot.
Let me ask you this one: how come Awesome Kong was in the Battle Royale and not Asian Kong?
They're like Pete Priestley's one of their biggest stars, and Britt Baker,
We
stars
want
views on their
that
tag
match.
team
We want
match.
Asian Kong versus Awesome Kong, and it's not going to happen. They should have had it in this. They would have built up to it.
Or if they didn't want to do a number one contenders match for this show, at least, but build up, at least do Awesome Kong, Asha Kong that got big pop. It's like a bit special training.
She should have put Asia Kong as one of the last ones coming in for the Battle Royale. And as she gets in, Awesome Kong gets kicked out. You don't get that match. It's a total tease fest. We get fucked out of that opening.
So that went on the pay-per-view on the TV show.
Have Asia Kong eliminate Cody Rhodes' wife. And there you go. You got the tension. You got the reason for the match. Now you can build her. And it's perfect.
As a filler, they were solid.
They filled holes, all right. Yeah, that's right.
They were
potholes.
They were solid, but it wasn't like those two matches like took everything away. If those two matches were not on the card, this would have been way better pay-per-view. I agree, but it's not like these shows like degrade this show like at all. They were like, I knew the matches we were going to get. They were going to be solid matches at best. They were not giving anything groundbreaking. They were going to save the best matches for last, which is what they
didn't break ground. They broke bones.
So
literally, Nick.
I'll go 8.5. So saying. Read the comments. So Harry Flynn 14 won the Rumble contest this year.
Double 14. That's
Double 14. That was last year. So happy birthday, Preston.
Yeah, really bad.
At least Rose is not Nia Jax. Yeah. Can you sell to my YouTube channel? Yeah, sure. Just send me it on Twitter and
hit him up at the Kid Watts.
Michael Miner. I haven't heard from him in a while. Be proud. You should be saying hashtag AEW is Jericho and thank you, Jericho. I'm happy Jericho is the first champion. Yeah, we had God's thoughts on that as well. Hey, fun. Yesterday I got a shout from a huge wrestling podcast. Well, good for you, man.
Good for you.
Let's see. Michael Meyer. President. President, you should share a birthday with Jeff Hardy. Mickey James' birthday too. Holy shit!
Good job.
That's a lot of
Milfmania, Milf Monday. I'm not kidding.
Did you get that term?
No, I swear to God.
I share a birthday with Hulk Hogan.
I share a birthday.
Exactly.
With Layla.
Racist.
The two Japanese wrestlers can't wrestle worth shit. Well, clearly you're not seeing Nia Jax or Eva Marie match. So just saying that right now. Hey, President. Hey, President, Smart Move, adding the break late to your vids could help your views. Thank you, I guess. Yeah. Anime Mania, what's up, y'all? Hey, how you doing?
Y'all could subscribe to me. Mia Garcia. It has a peppermint logo. And I was on Monday Night Raw, as having a match, not just in the crowd. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So she beats all you fuckers. She's like, I was in the crowd with the sign. See that guy with the sign? She walked down, ripped.
She wrestled the Iconics for a championship match. Was it a championship match?
I mean, people keep saying it is, but I don't think it was.
Okay, I didn't know if it was an open challenge or anything.
You can look it up on Wikipedia. Probably.
Okay, this guy, I've never seen him. Taha, was the main event boring? I think that way.
If you think it's boring, then something's definitely wrong.
I was never really bored. Maybe it could have ended a little bit quicker, but I was never bored. It was just a different match. Did CM Punk appear all out? Nope, he did appear at StarCast. I wonder what Jim Cornette thought people were. But Jim Cornette, you probably thought it was trash.
Who cares?
Does AEW have long-term sustainability, or is it just a bad?
They have a lot of long-term. Cohen is very wealthy.
Oh, yeah, no, the cons are even more.
TNT has a lot of
the
money.
cons are way. They own the Jacksonville Jaguars, so they're a big deal.
Lots of money.
Also happy.
That actually explains why Vince McMahon's going into the women's league.
Also, happy birthday, Preston. Thank you so much. Harry Flynn. Of course, Noah shares a birthday with Hogan.
What's that?
And then
You're red, white, and screwed now.
And then last comment. Will Ferrell, number 1, Scott Casey Gale. Happy birthday, Jericho 1. Thank you so much. And yes. Oh, and then one more. President, your video is freezing more than my balls on December morning. Well, thank you.
TMI.
Well, I apologize.
You should wear some underwear in December.
Exactly.
Maybe some pants.
Yeah.
But anyways, I apologize.
Hanging out while you're watching our videos.
I apologize if it's.
In December, it's hot.
I apologize if it's freezing or freezing on the screen. I am at my own place. I tried to do this quite a little bit better. It's just how the video is. But other than that, overall, we enjoyed the show. Live reactions will be coming up this weekend. I do have a day off on Monday, so I'll get the live reactions done by this weekend.
Or you can watch the kid.
Go subscribe to. Go watch, subscribe to him.
Monday
afternoon.
Shares
a birthday with Hulk Hogan.
I don't know. I haven't started editing yet.
Subscribe to her. You have a channel, right? You said.
Yeah, Mia Garcia, MIAGARCIA.
Yeah,
You could type up Mia Garcia Wrestling.
Or you can just send me a link. I can put in the comments down below. Twitter too. You can follow her Twitter too. She has Twitter
Mia
now.
Garcia 25. Instagram Mia Garcia _25.
Big Skillet fan too.
Yeah.
Skillet's awesome. And follow Noah. We just
follow
left him.
me at the Kid Watts or I'm gonna.
And as for Brandon, well, you're gonna have to wait until more reviews.
You follow me. I walk too slow. You just trip over me.
Unless you can find him at.
I don't know what that is.
Who's pushing?
Oh, by the way, I really love your feud with Shane McMahon on SmackDown recently, Mr. Owens.
My family tree is very split, but you can tell the relations.
So overall, we all enjoyed. It was a great pay-per-view. Live reaction will be coming up. I don't know what
he's got a sex camera out.
It's Brandon. What you
Right,
expect?
let's go.
So we gotta get going. So out of that, take care, my beats. This is Aaliyah. That's Noah right there.
I'm an asshole.
This is Noah.
I've been the Kid Watts, baby.
Out of that, take care, all my peeps. We'll see you guys next time for the live reactions. And I cannot wait for AEW's TV taping.
You can watch it live October 2nd for TNT.
You're gonna get it.